going on, guys? My name is Richard Mead. I'm a sports editor at the Ferris State Torch. I'm joined by Keith Salowich, one of my sports writers, and we're pretty much here to recap Ferris State's beatdown of Saginaw Valley State. The game ended 47-13. Obviously, with the Bulldogs take. What's your overall impression on how Ferris State fared today?
I would think the only way you can describe it is just domination on both sides of the ball. Really, the Cardinals couldn't get anything going offensively, and I mean, the offense just took over from the start for Ferris. I think they were up 27-0 at half. And
definitely another great game for Vanderlyn. We can't talk enough about the junior quarterback who's pretty much dominated the team. He's been able to kind of transition his game from being a really rushing, dominant kind of player who really focuses mostly on rushing the ball. He loved last year to take it up the center as much as he possibly could. Now he's kind of more of a balanced player. You've seen that with his stats today. He ended up with 257 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air. But you know, obviously he can still stretch the field with his legs. He had another 110 yards and another touchdown with his legs. How do you feel Vanderlyn has kind of made his playing field a little bit more level with his skill set?
Well, I think defenses really have to worry about him on just both aspects of his game. He's tough to stop in the run game, and you know, the talent he's got in his receivers and the connections he's made with them, he's just tough to stop overall.
Definitely. And a couple of the guys that stepped up today at wide receiver. The team was without their leading wide receiver, Jake Lampman, who was seen on the sidelines wearing sweats in his jersey. There might be an injury lingering there. I'm going to have to get more on that. But Shakur Sanders, he had another great game, feeding off of his phenomenal game with 3 touchdowns on 4 receptions against Grand Valley, and he had another 115 yards and a touchdown, along with Kenny Fay, who's been a guy who's been targeted a lot, especially the first few games, and finally him and Vanderlyn were able to get on the same page. He ended with 6 catches for 59 yards, but 2 touchdowns for the 6'6" wide receiver. Do you feel as though the team is definitely getting on the offense rather is getting on a better page all the way around, with their offensive line being able to block for Jason Vanderlyn and his wide receivers also being on the same page? All right, well, transitioning to defense, I really feel as though the defense picked it up. They only allowed 13 points in this game, and they've kind of shown that they are the defense that they've been trying to be for a while. I'm going to go ahead and pick the offensive player of the game. I think it's Vanderlyn. He's definitely put things together this year, figured out his game. He can stretch the field with his legs, and he can definitely throw it down the field now with his great wide receiving core that he has. What is your defensive player of the game?
I think it's got to be Anthony D'Arcangelo. Early in the second quarter, he picked off a pass and brought it back to the end zone. And I think after that, the quarterback just was really worried about throwing to that side of the field. It kind of stayed in his mind. And he also accounted for a sack on the day, so he was just a big asset.
All right, guys, Bulldogs take this game 47-13. That's about it, right? Yeah. You guys heard it here at the Ferris State Torch. We'll catch you next time.